Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk about the lunar eclipse today and the dream that I had last night. That was pretty intense, so I felt it was a collective message and something that we're clearing together through this time. And so, the lunar eclipse is on this weekend on the 7th, and something very profound is going to come up from the shadows. If it's not already, it's going to come up for you to see. And when we have a total lunar eclipse, there's total darkness. And in the darkness, we go down into the shadows. So something that we couldn't heal before, something that we didn't see before, maybe in a dynamic, in a relationship, in a thought pattern or a belief system will be shown to you. And when this is shown to you, you will never be able to go back. So see what is going to be shown to you through this time, through the lunar eclipse. You're not going to go back to the old way. You won't be able to, because something very deep will be shown to you, a pattern, a relationship, a dynamic. There are patterns that are played out in other relationships. You will not be able to go back to that dynamic because you're shifting and changing and you're choosing to move into a new timeline. And so the dream that I was shown was the empath and the narcissist dynamic, the empath and the narcissist. And there was a scenario that was shown to me where I had to observe the dynamic, and you are choosing. Now you have to see this dynamic. Like if you've experienced narcissistic connections and you've been the empath and you've always had people draining your energy, taking from you, and you're going to choose not to give your energy anymore. You're going to choose to value yourself, see yourself, respect yourself, and no longer give your energy to those places and the people that were just there to take. When there people are in your life who are just there to take from you, once you recognize and take back your energy, they disappear. Like they disappear because they don't want anything. There's nothing you can give them anymore. You're not giving them the energy, the love, the attention that they had before. So they disappear from your life. So they were attached to your field and they were draining your energy. They were sucking from you and they were taking your energy, leaving you depleted, tired, demoralized, demotivated. And you have to see this dynamic, because we are moving out of that paradigm and into the new, where we no longer have control. People don't control our energy field. They no longer have power over us. They're no longer manipulating our energy or deceiving us. This is a lesson in discernment, in knowing your value, knowing your worth, looking after your energy field, how precious your energy is, and also self-respect. So you're no longer going to play into that dynamic. And the empath and the narcissist is a dynamic that we play into. Both need each other. It's a energy and a relationship of codependency. And when you break out of that and you go on your own journey to regain your independence and your sovereignty and the holiness within you, coming back to yourself, you will stop attracting this dynamic. So it was shown to me very clearly last night. A scenario was shown to me, and many of us as starseeds have had to play out this dynamic to learn lessons, to thank the teachers that came to teach us this lesson. But really it's a lesson in boundaries, it's a lesson in self-love, it's a lesson of self-respect and your dignity and your sovereignty and your power and your energy and how precious your light is. It's to show you your light. It's to show you that you have something inside of you that maybe others don't have, and they may have tried to contain you or keep you in a box to stop you from shining your light, but really you're here to shine your light. So this dynamic is coming up at the lunar eclipse, and it's something that you need to look at. And I've got Lilith here, and I've got Markali here as well, the dark goddesses, Mary Magdalene as well. So they're asking us to dive into the shadow, to look at what's coming up, to be released. And maybe there was a wound, a very deep wound that you couldn't get to before. You couldn't get to the bottom of, you couldn't see it fully. You'll be able to see it at the lunar eclipse, because total silence, total darkness. You dive deep into the shadow and you look at everything. So I had the vision yesterday, like this early hours of this morning. I was in dream time and I saw the vision of what was being shown. So it's the narcissist and empath dynamic. It may be something else for you that needs to be cleaned up. So you're seeing the shadow, you're seeing and looking at it once more, and once you can see it fully, you're going to say, okay, no more. I thought I dealt with that, but maybe this is the remnants of that energy that is leaving my field. But I'm no longer going to go back to the relationships where people took from me and took my energy, and I was just giving, and they were just taking. You're not playing that dynamic. You're upgrading. You're moving into a new space, and you're letting go of the old paradigm where that was the case, because you're taking back your power. You're taking back charge of your energy field. You're taking back control of your boundaries and your sovereignty and your worth, and loving yourself more, to choose yourself in situations where others are not choosing you, where they're taking, where they're not giving back to you, where you're being depleted and it's not reciprocal. So we're moving into the templates of reciprocity. This flow where everyone is replenished and taken care of. Like the ocean, it regenerates itself. The figure eight, we're moving into the immortality templates. And I will talk more about that, because what happens when you move into the immortality templates is that you start to vibrate in a very new vibration. The eternity templates, where you radiate light. You become healthier, you become younger, you look vibrant, you radiate your magnetism, and you start to reverse your age, but you also start to reverse any health conditions that you had. So it's really powerful where we're moving into these new frequencies. You will look healthy, you will be abundant, you'll have everything that you need, because you're tapped in and you're on the new operating system. Software system, but we're letting go of the old system right now. And the lunar eclipse in this September is so potent and so powerful. September is a real shifting of the tides and a change over to the new guard, a change over to the new system, and we have to see what is playing out at this time to make different choices going forward. And it's really important that we see those choices and we see those patterns, because moving into 2026, we're not going to choose the old templates. We're not going to choose the old paradigm. We're not going to choose the old timelines. We're not going to choose the old relationship dynamics. We're not going to go into toxic environments. We're not going to be in alignment. We're not going to choose to be in alignment with souls who are not doing their work. Like if you're doing your energy work and you're doing your shadow work, you're no longer going to give space to souls who are not doing their energy work, who are not doing their shadow work, where there's just a mismatch and we're no longer in alignment. Yesterday I went to pick up my reading glasses and I went into the optician, and first they got it wrong, the prescription they got wrong, so they had to send it back again. And then when it came, they didn't phone me to say your glasses are here. And then when I did go in, they kept me waiting for about 20 minutes when I had an appointment there. And all they had to do was give me my glasses. So I recognized straight away that we were no longer in alignment. There was a mismatch here and the vibration was not meeting and in alignment. And I had felt that for quite a while. But this was like, it just showed me, yeah, this is true. We're no longer in alignment. Our vibrations no longer match. And there's friction here. There's friction. So you're going to see this in your relationships. You're going to see this in your work environments. You're going to see this in your habits. You're going to see this. You're going to feel very agitated, very irritated. Your soul is going to know that it's time to move on. And if you're in confusing situations and confusing relationships where the other is not communicating, not saying what they need to say, not showing up for the conversations and the connection, where you do not feel safe in your body and you do not feel safe in this dynamic, and your nervous system is telling you that something is off, then you've got to trust that something is off. And you've got to make a decision. Are you going to stay in this loop and in this cycle and in this dynamic with this soul? Or are you going to say, thank you very much, but I have changed. I'm no longer this person who accepts this kind of dynamic and communication style. I want someone who is consistent, who communicates, who has the same value system as me, who is in alignment with my frequency, who has the same level of conversations with me, who is in alignment with source and the new earth trajectories, is no longer going to keep me in this loop of waiting. I'm not going to wait. I'm off, and I choose myself. And I choose to be in alignment with those souls who match my vibration and show up for me as I show up for them. Like if you're a soul who shows up for others and will drop anything in a heartbeat to be there for someone else, then why should you not expect that for yourself? We're not here to expect, but why should you not want that for yourself? Because you deserve that. If you give so much, you deserve that energy back. And you will, when you are in alignment with souls who are on the same vibration, they will give back to you. They will show up for you. They will drop everything for you, because that's an aligned match for your vibration. It's only when you settle and when you allow energies to be around you that no longer like fit who you are now. They fitted the old you. They fitted the old model of your personality that accepted less than you deserved. But in this new model, in this new trajectory, you accept what is in alignment. And so you're very selective about your field, who enters your field, who you make friends with, who you are in romantic relationships with, who you give your energy to. And if everyone's just sucking off you and feeding off you and taking your energy and you're on the floor, you're going to say, no, thank you so much, but I love myself too much to put up with this dynamic. This is no longer aligned for me. And you're going to turn around and you're going to say no. So maybe, as a child you were scared to say no. Maybe your no had repercussions, and you weren't allowed to show your emotions or speak up for your needs. You're going to speak up for your needs. You're going to speak up for your no's. You're going to speak up for your energy. And you're going to love yourself deeply, unconditional love for yourself, where you're not going to tolerate this dynamic. So if you have been in that narcissist and empath dynamic, that's coming up at this time. Lilith is here to work deeply with you, to show you, and Mary Magdalene as well, Mark Ali as well, to face your fears, walk towards your fears and walk through them. Walk towards your fears and walk through them. And when you stop giving your energy to that dynamic, that soul disappears. Like they've got nothing left to take from you, because you're not giving that energy anymore. You're not sweet talking them. You're not over giving. You're not trying to people please. You're giving in balance, and you're very aware that you need to give in balance. And when you're over giving, that your energy is not for free anymore. You're not just going to give your energy for free. No more. You've done that and you've ended up on the floor and you've been taken advantage of. You're not going to do that now. So this is a really important message that was coming up. No going back. See something that you didn't see before, that you need to see at this time. Why you attracted this dynamic. So this is another thing you have to look at. Everyone is a teacher for us. Why did this dynamic play out in your life? Why did you have to see this? What did you have to learn from this dynamic? And the word I'm saying, boundaries, self-respect, speaking up for your needs. Maybe you weren't able to speak up for your needs, but now you're going to stand up and say, no, actually, thank you very much, but I'm choosing to go in a different direction. I'm choosing to respect myself, and this no longer aligns with me. So you're going to be more vocal about your yeses and your nos. And if you are in a twin flame dynamic, the twins may be splitting at this time, because if your twin is not doing the work and has not done the work, and you can feel it energetically, you can feel that something's off, you're going to let go, because there's no safety in this container to take it to the next level. And you're going to go off and do your own journey. You're going to go off on your own journey, and you're going to go onto your new timelines that are ready for you on the other side of this eclipse. You're going to choose a different direction, and you're going to leave your twin to do their inner work and whatever they need to process and go through. They have the freedom to go, but you're not going to stay attached to that dynamic anymore. There are other soulmates for you to connect with, new higher vibrational energies up ahead, new connections, new soulmates, new collaborations, new experiences, new timelines in the next version of you that is going to get to shine in these new templates. So there's a whole other trajectory and a whole, there are many emanations of us on each timeline and each dimension. And as you raise your vibrational frequency, you get to meet the next version of you, which is really beautiful. So, but if you stay connected and trapped in these loops, these karmic loops, then you can't meet that next version of yourself. So this is where you have to make the choices, 2025 choices, and the timeline splits that are here is to help you move into your new ascended path. And This lunar eclipse is going to help you do that. And as you come out of the solar eclipse, you're going to have some very clear decisions that you'll be making, that you'll have clarity of the direction that you're going to go in, and you start your new beginning on the other side of that. So the lunar eclipse will be intense this weekend. Already it's coming up, so if you're very intuitive, you'll be seeing things that are already coming up, maybe in dream time, maybe in a dynamic that is still off, like the alignment is off and you know it. You're going to make a decision and you're going to say thank you very much, but I'm moving on. I'm going to my new timelines. I'm going to the next trajectory of where I'm meant to be, where I can express the higher version of me, where I can express my truth more, where I can have conversations where there's more vulnerability and openness and respect for each other and understanding, because I understand myself better. I understand who I am. I choose to show up for myself. I'm open. I want to keep my heart open and flowing. I don't want to shut my heart down again. And I don't want to overgive and not receive. I want these nice, beautiful, reciprocal energies, which are in the new timelines and the new earth vibrations. They are reciprocal. We take care of each other, and it's like this. So watch who's leaving your life at this time. Watch souls, see souls who were attached to your old energy when you were overgiving. And when you've pulled your energy back, where are they? Are they around, or have they disappeared? And if they've disappeared, say thank you very much, but they were connected to the old you and they were taking from you, and you were overgiving. You were giving them something that was yours to keep. So you're taking it back now and you're giving it to yourself. You're giving that love and that respect to yourself, which is really important. So you're no longer playing the dynamics. You're moving on. And you're going to see something and you're going to heal something so deeply. And the healing is so deep. It's like in your cells. It's on a cellular level, which means that your whole system recalibrates. It's like you get the aha moment. You see something for what it is. And your whole body goes into like almost a vibrational shock, because you've seen truth. Like the mask has come off and you've seen through the illusion. And you're piercing through the illusion. So the vision that I had was when the fear came up and the narcissist was in front of me, I challenged him and I said, no more. Like, I'm not afraid of you, and you can't take my self-respect, and you can't take my dignity. And this has played out in my life and many times, and I had to change this dynamic and break out of this dynamic and break loose of this dynamic. And I have, thank goodness, and I show others how to do it. But this is where you're going to face fear. You're going to walk into the fear. You're going to look fear in the eyes, and you're going to say, no more. I know who I am. I choose to give myself my self-respect and my love. And you cannot take this energy away from me. You cannot take my power away from me anymore. You cannot take my light away from me. I am a beautiful peacock. I see my light. I respect my light. I honor my light. And I choose to give my light to places and people that also respect and see my light going forward, right? That's what you're doing. And the moment I said that, the narcissist disappeared. Like, the landscape changed. It suddenly became bright. Everything was just in order. Nervous system was calm. There was peace. And it's like everything was reset. So the illusion was removed. That illusion was completely removed. And I remember I saw the image of, calling for help. Like calling for help, calling the emergency, or calling someone for help. And my voice would not come out. Like, I'm wanting to tell them, please, I need help, and my voice would not come out because I'd gone into shock. So maybe you couldn't speak up because you were in shock. Maybe you were in abusive environments with toxic people and you couldn't express yourself and speak up for yourself. But you're not gonna do that anymore. Like, you're finding your voice. Is it funny? I was guided to wear blue today, the peacock, and also the voice, your expression. You're gonna speak up. And you're going to say what you need to say, and then you look at fear in the face and you say, thank you very much, but you don't scare me anymore. The moment you do that, the image changes and the illusion is gone. It's gone. It's really beautiful, and it's really beautiful what was shown. So have a look, see what's coming up for you at this time. I'm going to stop shuffling these cards in a minute. But yeah, it was a really powerful dream. And I knew I had to share it today. For anyone who's dealt with this dynamic, it's not fun, but the biggest lesson is boundaries and speaking up for your needs, speaking up for yourself, letting your voice be heard, and also just breaking this dynamic down, because you need to learn about your own light and your self-respect and seeing your own worth, seeing your light, and choosing where you give your energy and where you don't. Like, this is absolutely key, because you want to put your energy into places and people that really value you, where it's reciprocal, and no longer waste your energy and time and efforts in places where you're not seen, you're not heard, you're not respected, you're not appreciated, and it's the other person just gets used to taking from you. So it can be in a work environment, it can be in a family dynamic, it can be in a relationship where you've had narcissistic partners, friendship groups, in any area of your life. Your mind, your ego that keeps you stuck and trapped, and the criticism, the self-criticism, the Virgo that criticizes the self. You're not going to criticize yourself anymore. You're going to love yourself, and you're going to turn your thoughts around and support yourself rather than, berate yourself, right? And see your truth for what it is. So the card that's coming up, surrender to the divine. In this dream I was shown that there was a person coming to attack me. I'm the one in this dream. So this is the metaphor that was shown. He's coming towards me and he's about to attack me, and I turn around and I put my hands on my heart and I connect to spirit, and I say to source, please hold me in this moment. And the moment I surrendered to the divine, I was fully connected, which meant this energy has no access to me, because the narcissist has no access to source. They don't believe in source. They don't have any connection to the energy. They don't have faith. They don't pray. They don't believe in the higher vibrations. So this is what you do. You surrender to the divine in that moment, and you say, you know me. I connect back into my true essence, my true self. And then the vision disappeared the moment I connected to source. So surrender to the divine, always surrender to the divine, and then that energy cannot touch you anymore. It's usually when we're in fear, we panic, we forget our connection, and then we play out from the lower vibration and from the mind, from the ego. But really in that moment is to connect to source and surrender and say, look, I trust where you're leading me. I trust, I have faith, I connect back to you, and I connect back to my true source of power. And when you do that, it's gone. Like, it's disappeared. It has no space. It cannot be in your vibration because you're in alignment with source. So that vibration can no longer have an impact on you. Show the world the real you. Yeah, this is what you're going to do. Like, when you come out of the lunar eclipse, you're going to see something so deeply that you're now going to say, okay, yeah, my light. I see where my light has been held back. I see where I've wasted my time in connection that don't serve me. And I'm going to now just show my light. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up and do what I want to do. I'm going to go in the direction that I want to go in, and no one is going to stop me. So it's another mask coming off you, the ego dissolving, old patterns and behaviors dissolving, so that you can fully step into, the new templates and where you're being guided to go. So it's really important that you do that. You show the world the real you. You're not going to be apologetic for being who you truly are. You're just going to show up to be who you truly are. Beautiful. Full moon in Virgo. Wow, look at that. You are good enough. Self-worth. You're not going to tolerate those dynamics anymore, because you are going to know that you're good enough. Like the peacock. You know, it was my birthday a few days ago. My daughter bought me a card and it said, "You are the peacock. You are infinite. You are beauty. You are courageous. You're confident. And you shine like a beautiful peacock." It was such a gorgeous card. And it was the first time they bought me a peacock card. It was so gorgeous. But it's to know that you are good enough. You know, be the peacock and know that you are good enough. You are good enough for whatever you want to do, for whichever direction you want to go in. You are good enough. It's to trust yourself and to trust your guidance and where you're being guided to go. A time for healing. A deep healing will take place on this lunar eclipse. It may be intense for you. It will be intense, where you're going to dive into the shadow with Lilith, and ask her to show you what you need to see. Ask Makali, you know, the cosmic mother, to show you what fears are still deeply embedded that you haven't been able to see before, that you haven't been able to connect with before, that have been so deeply hidden that you couldn't see before. Total lunar eclipse is going to allow you to go into that total space of darkness to see what you couldn't see before. And this is a deep time of healing where it's just so powerful, because everything's going to shift in your energy field and you're going to make different choices through September. September's such a big month of change. The eclipses are just so powerful. And with the equinox as well, you're going to find balance. You're going to find balance in your life. You're going to find that balance. Number 6 is being shown to me. More harmony, more balance, more peace, more alignment with your soul. You know, you're going to surround yourself with people who are more aligned with who you are now. The new you rather than the old you. I'm not sure if my camera is freezing, but I hope it's not. You know, when I get on here and the energy's flowing, sometimes it can affect the camera. Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. That's just a confirmation of what we just said. You're shapeshifting into a new reality. You're shapeshifting into a new version of you, and you're no longer going to suppress your gifts, hide your light, dim your light, play into dynamics that don't align with love. You are going to choose to transform. You are choosing to transform, and you're unveiling your gifts to the world. You are unveiling a new part of you, and you're going to unveil your gifts to the world. So beautiful. Be fearless and stand strong. Warrior. You are a warrior of the light, and you're moving to the new vibrations, and you're transcending the darkness, you're alchemizing the darkness, and you're moving. So you're going to be fearless through this time, and you're going to keep going into the new vibrations. Be fearless, stand strong, stand in your power, stand rooted in your truth. Don't let people to sway you off your path, and know your value, know your worth. Amazing. Fox spirit. Trust your talents in changing times. You know, your talents are needed, your gifts are needed, your intuition is needed, your ability, your psychic abilities are needed, your technologies are needed through this time, because we are in this incredible time of change. And we're all being called to step into the new earth and to start to build the trajectories and build the foundations of the new earth. We are the ones that are building the foundations of the new earth. So we're not going to waste our energy and time in the old paradigm. If we've done the work, we're now moving. And if people choose to come with us, they come with us. If they choose not to come with us, we're not going to stay in the old energy. We're going to say, okay, you continue, you do your work, you're a soul on your own journey, but I must continue my work. And I must continue on my pathway, because there's somewhere else I'm meant to be right now. And you will know it. You will know it so deeply. Snake spirit, shed the old skin. This is a time of shedding, another time of rebirth, a time of letting go. An old version of you is leaving that accepted less than you deserved. No more, no more, no more. You will no longer settle in love, in romantic relationships, in sexuality, in connections, no more. You are stepping into your sovereign power. You will no longer allow yourself to be fed scraps. Like, you will not settle for breadcrumbs and ghosting and games and mind games. You're like, no, I want people around me who are honest and deeper conversations, and meet me where my heart is. Like, my heart is so loving and open, and I want to meet others who are loving and open, where I don't have to pull back, where I don't have to shut down, where I feel safe to express myself without feeling controlled or manipulated, or that I have to watch what I say. I want to speak openly, express myself openly, and be around people who also are the same. So you're aligning with the next version of you, and you're shedding an old skin with Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. As you step into the new templates, you unlock more of your magic. You access more of your gifts. You access more of your technologies. So it's a really beautiful space that you're entering, and the new is coming online in a new way. So keep going. Really, this is the time to keep going and see what is coming up for you. Final card. Love and let yourself be loved. Yeah. This is what I was shown in the dream. Like, you're not going to starve yourself of love anymore. You're not going to put yourself in environments where you are being starved of love, where energies are taking and not filling your heart up. You're going to give in spaces where your heart is also filled. Your heart is also filled, where you receive love. So we're moving into the templates of reciprocity. Reciprocity, love and let yourself be loved. Love and let yourself be loved. Love and let yourself be loved. This, the reciprocity, we're moving into the templates of reciprocity, which means we will no longer overgive, no longer deplete ourselves, no longer be in the narcissist and the empath dynamic. That word didn't even want to come out of my mouth. It kind of slowed right down, because that's the old energy and we're leaving it behind. So amazing, right? Amazing that we're breaking this cycle and moving out of that old painful cycle of suffering. Oh my goodness, so much suffering in that cycle. And you're moving into these new templates. So congratulations. Dive deep during this weekend. Dive deep through the portal between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse on the 21st. You have this window to do this deep shadow work. Give yourself permission to do it. Dive deep, dive into the shadow, look at what you need to see, and then please make the changes. Like, don't go back. Don't go back. Choose yourself. Love yourself enough to say, okay, that's done. I'm moving forward. And when I move through the solar eclipse, there's going to be a new version of me. I'm going to shed this skin, and I'm going to walk into the mystery, and I'm going to experience more love in my life, and no longer play into dynamics where I'm not being served and I'm not being loved the way I love others, right? Reciprocity is the new dynamic moving forward. Beautiful. Okay. So I hope that helped you. Listen to your dreams as well. They will be powerful. And tune in. And I'm probably going to do an event for the solar eclipse, around the solar eclipse. So I will be putting that up shortly on Eventbrite. And we've got the Womb and Yoni Mystery School for women on the eclipse weekend. And then we've also got Design Your Destiny, Choosing Your New Timelines, and also then the Emerald Tablets. So check out the events on the below in the descriptions. And I post daily messages on Instagram. Check them out, it will help you. And also, if you feel guided, subscribe to the channel so that we can keep tuning into our community and our family and keep expanding the energies and where we are next going with the vibrations and what we're being called to anchor and transmit here. Okay, so I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Let me know in the messages how you're doing, what you're processing, what you're going through. I love to read your messages, and I'll see you on the next video. So take care of yourselves. Remember, you're a beautiful peacock, and maybe you'll need to wear some blue at this time for expression. Do that for yourselves. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Take care, and bye for now.